This came off as like a high school kid trying to like fit in with the cool kids at the table. Like it came off so bad. I don't at first I was like this could be something here. If MJF came out there and basically didn't pander to them kind of like how Ricochet did. The only difference is that Bobby didn't jack him up. Cause Bobby was like Bobby Lashley is like the Jiren over there. And MVP is like Bermude. That's how they should be treated. I wouldn't have Bobby say a goddamn word until like you hear him speak and it's like, oh shit. The only difference is I would have Bobby Lashley talk like menacing. Like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. Like who is this guy? Who are you? I don't even know who you are. I came here and no one knows who you are now because these people now chanting hurt people. I would have Bobby Lashley every single show. I'm paying him all this money. I'm finna use this motherfucker and I'm finna use MVP for everything he got. I would make Bobby Lashley my world champion. I would get so much money from this. This would be the biggest thing ever if I was in charge of there. And that's me fantasy booking. But Tony Khan has his whole litter of people that he can play with. Pause. But MJF comes out here and he panders to this guy. MJF has lost every bit of star power he had. This guy knows that he has made a mistake. That's why he got that tattoo removed from his ankle. He knew that he made a mistake. You can't sit over there and look at people like Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, Shawn Spears, who's finna have a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. You can't think of how great they have presented them over there in NXT. Meanwhile, MJF is over here and he's lost everything. And he's trying to come out there and still parade around like he's still a big shot. He's just coming off of a loss with Hangman Page, and it's just like it never even happened. And now he's out here trying to talk to MVP and Bobby Lashley about why he needs to be in the Hurt Syndicate and why they need him in there. And they were just like standing there just looking at him talk like, who the fuck is this guy? And you can tell Bobby was like, he was getting like, this is what I mean by I wouldn't have him talk. I would just have him look at you because he looks like fucking Jiren. He looks like fucking Jiren. And I would just have him just look at him. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, where the fuck am I at? And then Bobby speaks. It's too much MJF, MVP. He got confused. Because he's like, the fuck, man? Like, get out of here before I hurt you, dude. And he got out of there and said, Bob, appreciate your time. Thank you. Good night. Hey, Peoria, you've been a shithole. Thank you. Good night. And just walked off. I'm like, the fuck is this? And this is your go-home show for Dynasty here. So then as they're walking off, in comes the tall dude and the short dude. And I mean, like, he is short, man. He is such a small guy. Compared to MVP and Bob, he's a short guy. And he's small. He ain't got no muscle. You really think that anyone is taking this shit seriously? Look at this tag team division. And these guys are over there atop of all of this. And there's no one there. It's a good thing that they got the titles on them. Because with the titles on them, it means something, you know what I mean? But like, look at the landscape. They have no one. Top Flight? They came out there and they just beat like two other small children. It looks like a playground out there. This is why I call AEW a fucking playground. Because there's children out there jumping around and shit. These dudes are no smaller. They're tiny. They look like kids dressing up. So they go out there and he's talking about some, watch what we gonna do to these dudes. I'm like, okay. Who you finna face? They turned the camera to the ring and they fighting two small jobber dudes. I said, man, this is comedy. A billionaire is paying for all of this. Do you not understand this? And you can't. all those people you have back there. Jeff Jarrett, you ain't seen him. But all these people that you have gotten that even came through there, that just, Bret Hart was on Ariel Helwani. You should go watch it. And he says that they're not even wrestlers. They're playing wrestlers. They're playing pretend. So they out here, they beat up these kids, and then they're looking at Bob and them and saying, like, you seen what we did to them? I'm like, they bragging about beating them up. I'm like, are you serious? This is what's gonna happen to you at Dynasty. And MVP was finna say something, but Bob was like, man, get out of here, man. Just, it ain't even worth our time no more, Chief. We got other stuff to do. We fulfilled our obligations. This nigga is paying us all this fucking money. This nigga is stupid. Hey, we'll be over here. But if I was in charge, I would have them just the best thing going. I would have Bobby Lashley beat Moxley. I would try to bring somebody in that Shelton can be a tag team with. Now you got Cedric out there. Bobby, it was so funny because he was up at MVP face and MVP said, you better move. You better move. You better move. I'm like, look at how small these guys. This is a problem. This is a problem. And he's telling them to go watch what I'm going to do. Watch what I'm going to do. And you cut back to the ring and think, man, I laughed my ass off. Because I'm like, you can look at the people. It's a guy's face. My God, it's a guy in the crowd. He's wearing an orange shirt, an Orange Cassidy shirt. And the look on his face is the look I have. Like, what the fuck is this? This is a problem, bro. It's not going to get no better. This is the tag team division over there. It has to get better. It just has to.